Hi everyone, it's Darren, and Christmas is almost here and 2023 is almost at an end. I wanted to take a few minutes and just share a few thoughts and some updates with you. I'd like to begin by welcoming the 35 families who've chosen us this year to help them navigate their financial complexity. Welcome aboard. We're happy to have you. And as all of you know, we really value long-term partnerships here. And so we're happy to begin our relationship together and look forward to many years of working together. So again, thank you for choosing us and welcome aboard. We've had a pretty good year, I think, in terms of how we performed. Some of you like to know kind of how we did. So within Raymond James, we finished in the top 10 in Canada. We actually were 7th. And historically, that puts us into a group called the Global Top 50, which are the top 50 advisors within Raymond James in Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. So I've been in that group before, privileged to be in it again this year, and knock on wood, cross the fingers, we'll be in it again for 2024. So it's nice to be recognized as part of that group. We get a lot of media attention too, so we had a lot of contributions to the Globe and Mail, advisor.ca, Investment Executive, Wealth Professional, lots of places that some of which were more public, some of which are industry. So I appreciate that. It's nice that people reach out for some of our insights that we're happy to share. I'm glad anybody asks us. So I'm glad we have something that other people think is valuable. In terms of how we did this year for you, I think we had a reasonable year, a little all over the place in terms of performance with our different models. And that's just kind of the cards that we got with interest rates moving around and markets moving around. Our U.S. equity models did great. Our Canadian was not so great. Our income models, but we'll be sharing some of that with you as Christian and I begin working on our kind of year in review and 2024 year ahead video. This is the time of year where we'll keep receiving a lot of the analysts and research reports about that we get from the big research houses and the big investment firms around the world. We get a lot of it, and I will tell you from the first bunch that I've seen with Christian, everybody's all over the place. And it makes sense that there's a lot of confusion because it's a very confusing world, right? We've got what central banks are doing because what I think inflation's doing, what do the markets think about what the bankers are going to do, what are earnings doing? We've got risk all over the place of, 7 stocks did almost all the returns, and a lot of people put in the same quarter the same slot machines. What does that mean? We've got conflict around the world. We have the really unfortunate events in Israel and Palestine and what that might mean. And we got the ongoing war in Ukraine and with Russia. What does that mean? We've got AI everybody's talking about. And I don't know about you, but I remember the first time you heard of the internet and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. What is that? And then we started playing with it. Oh, that's pretty cool. We had no idea when we started playing with it what it was going to do. And I don't know about you, but AI kind of feels like that. So we're trying to figure out what does that all mean? Bitcoin suddenly is way back, although still, have you ever used it for anything? I don't know. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. And so what Christian and I are doing is try to kind of plot our course through that. Also remembering that the most dangerous words in investing are, this time it's different. Not. So we're going to make sure we keep applying our discipline and our process, but with new information and new insights we've gathered. So as I say, we'll be putting that video together for you in the new year where we just kind of share with you what we think we can manage through the fog. Also recognizing that there's stuff that we don't even know to be worried about yet that will come along, and we'll just try to keep navigating our way through it. I also happy to report, just moving back to the team for a little bit, we're now a team of 9. So Carolina and Ruby joined us this year. So there's now 9 of us. So when we have our Zooms every week, there's 9 people. It's like Hollywood squares. So I'm always the middle square on my screen. So that's kind of fun to do that. I was in Vancouver a couple of weeks ago. I went out and saw Ryan and Katie, who are a West Coast part of our team. I still don't know how they do that time zone. I struggle every time I go out there. But I made sure we had a nice visit, took them to dinner. It's great to see them a few times a year, shake hands, give them a hug, make sure everybody's doing great. And we also went out and looked at some real estate. So happy to report that in January, I'm going to have them be moving out of their respective kitchens and into a proper office. We found a really nice spot in the Guinness building, actually, is what it's called. Not because Katie's Irish, it's just a fluke that it's the Guinness building. I was asking, are there taps? No, there's no Guinness taps in the basement that we can go into. But so we found a great spot. It's right in the financial district, beautiful view overlooking the harbor. So really, really glad we found something, and they're pretty excited to move into that. We've also got our eye on somebody that we want to be talking to, and maybe fingers crossed, we can add a 10th team member in the new year. So which I think if we can get the right person to add some more skill and some more service to our team for you, I think that'd be great. I think you'd agree I've been so far, knock on wood, a pretty good judge of talent, so hopefully the streak continues. So more news on that when we have it. In terms of growing their key team, I should share this with you. Many of you may know this, some of you may not, but it's always fun to share this. Both Nick and Neil added to their personal teams. Both of them welcomed their second children into their families this year. So Nick was blessed with another daughter, and Neil was blessed with another son. So for those of you that still believe in boys and girls, they kind of kept everything 50-50 between the two of them. So nice that they did that. It's very cute when they come and tell me how busy they are with these little kids in the house. And I'm like, yeah, really? Yeah. Wait till they borrow the car, okay? You ain't seen nothing yet, so just buckle up. So it's quite fun to see them at that point of parenthood. But everybody's healthy and happy and very exciting for them. And they're tired. They're quite tired. Pedro's daughter, Victoria, amazing kid. She's just finishing up her last year of high school, about to make some big decisions about where she goes for her post-secondary career. The kid, I've known her a long time. She's very impressive. If you think Pedro's good, Victoria's better. So wherever she chooses to go, I know that school's going to be very lucky to have her because she's just going to knock the ball out of the park. So she's going to be great. My kids are going to both be home for Christmas. David wrapped up his university baseball career in North Carolina, decided he wanted to finish off his university career in Canada. So he's at Huron, which is one of the original colleges for Western University in London, Ontario. So he's wrapping his degree up there. My daughter decided to start her university career also at Western. So quite nice that both kids are in the same town. They're at different places on campus, and they live about 10 minutes apart or 5 minutes apart. So it's nice that they're both in the same place, and they're close, but not too close. David's been busy not just as a student, but he's also been coaching, taking all of his baseball knowledge and experience. And he's one of the coaches with the Ontario Blue Jays, which is kind of the premier youth team in Canada. So they're happy to have him back because he's an alumni, and he's been very busy coaching with them. My daughter, I'm really surprised. She decided to join a sorority, which I didn't think she'd join one, but she joined one, and she's joined it with gusto. And within about a week and a half of joining the sorority, she now has 3 positions on their executive. And if it's not by next year, then certainly by year 3, I think she's going to be the president running the thing. So that's my girl. So they'll be home for Christmas, which is great because now they're young adults and we don't see each other as much, which is weird. But I guess that's just the way life goes, right? So they'll be home, but I will only be home for Christmas Day and then on Boxing Day, which is the 26th of December. For our American clients who don't know what Boxing Day is, that's the day after Christmas. I don't know why it's called Boxing Day. Google's your friend if you want to know that. I don't know why. But on Boxing Day, I'll be driving to Massachusetts to see my brother and his family. With COVID, we couldn't see each other for 3 years, so it's nice to reconnect with them. I've already had, this is my 4th visit to see them this year, which is really good to see him, my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew. And there's no way they're traveling to see us because they now have 4 dogs. So I don't know how you put them all in the car. But anyway, so I'll go and have a nice visit with them, stay for New Year's. It also could be that they've got a beautiful new house with a lovely hot tub that's outside, and maybe Uncle Darren doesn't mind sitting out there in his bathing suit watching the snowfall. So they'll probably be happy when I leave, but I get to enjoy that experience. So it'd be nice to visit them. I should mention also, we don't really do Christmas cards and gift baskets here because nobody reads the Christmas cards, and frankly, none of us need any more candy. But I am a big believer that we give back to things that actually matter and I think really make a difference. So in the summertime, as a team, we very much support the Enbridge Ride to Conquer Cancer because I think for pretty much everybody, cancer's touched your life or the life of a loved one. So that's a fight we want to keep winning and trying to win. So we really believe in that cause. This summer, Ruby and Nick both got on their bicycles, and because the event lasts a weekend, it takes 2 days, and people ride from downtown Toronto on their bikes to Niagara Falls, and they have a pit stop at McMaster University in Hamilton. So it's a 200-kilometer ride. It's serious. They go rain or shine, and sometimes the weather's terrible, and it's grueling. It's hard. And I know that because I ride too, but I ride my motorcycle. I'm not pedaling. I'm way past that. So I'm part of the moto safety crew, so I kind of get to be quasi-cop for the weekend and help the riders safely through traffic so that everyone who's participating can actually do so safely and finish the ride comfortably. So I'm happy to be part of that, and God willing, we'll just keep on doing that because I think that's a really important thing for us to do. And we'll see if we can get some more people on the team to ride their bikes. I think Christian has now been signed up as well Christian did it this summer too. I apologize. I missed him. Christian was also part of it. And I think they'll all be doing it again this summer. So good for everybody. This winter, actually today, one of our clients, Janet, hi Janet, she asked me to help out with her church. Every year her church has a hot lunch for people in Scarborough who are really kind of down on their luck. So they're like living on Woodbine Beach. They're sleeping in tents. They're sleeping in their cars. So her church sponsors a hot lunch to make sure they get a hot meal. They get hand warmers and some other things to make life just a little bit more comfortable. So she asked if I'd support that. I asked her how much they needed. I sent her more than they wanted. They were happy to have it. So that was today. So I think that was a really good event that they do, and I was happy to be asked to be part of that. Pedro found a way for us to partner this year with St. Vincent de Paul, where we supported a new family to Canada. It was a mom and 2 young kids. This is their first year in Canada, and they needed pretty much everything. So they gave us a list of stuff they needed to make. So we made sure that this year, their first winter, their first Christmas in Canada, they've got nice, warm clothes. There's some gifts for the kids, some necessary household items. Yeah, they gave us a list, and then honestly, it looked like we knocked over a Walmart, because as my daughter says, Dad, you're a bit extra. So we got the list, and then we just got more, right? So I hope that makes them have a really comfortable, safe, warm welcome to Canada. So glad that we could be partnered as a whole team. We all contributed to that. So glad that we did it. What else happened? Oh, I have a charitable fund that I donate to every year. I just did the contribution today to that fund because I sit on the board for the Community Foundation of Mississauga, and I donate many hours through the year to be on the board. I also chair the investment committee for the foundation, where we oversee, along with another number of other professionals, a multi-million-dollar portfolio that supports numerous, like dozens of causes across Mississauga and the Peel region, many of which would not get funding any other way. So I think it's a really important thing to be part of, because it supports so many other activities where I live. So glad that we could be part of that. So I made that contribution to that today. And then also I had a conversation with the president of the foundation, and he's asked me if next year I'd be the vice chair. So I think he made me say yes to that. So anyway, it's nice to be asked to do stuff. If they think I can add some value, I'm privileged to be able to do it. So, and also this past year we're actually really grateful to be part of some wonderful successes and milestones for clients. We had some clients accomplish some really neat things for themselves and their families. And it was nice to be, partner with them as they celebrated those milestones. So good for them. Really neat to be part of that. At the same time, we had some other families and clients that had some struggles and some challenges this year. And I think we're grateful to be there on that journey with you, to support you at a time when you probably needed a little bit of help, and glad we could do what we could do to support you through that. And, it's how life goes, right? So with that, I know there's a lot of darkness in the world, and it's sometimes hard to see the light, but remember, this is the season of light. No matter what your faith is, whether you have any or you don't, this is the season of light. And so for you this year, I wish light to come into your life and to your family, and hug the people you care about. Give them a hug, give them a squeeze, tell them they matter to you. I don't think we tell each other that very much. So, and with that, I wanted to say thank you, wish you a safe and happy holiday, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a very successful 2024. And I wanted to say thank you. So with that, Merry Christmas.